Hey, everybody. This is November 29th, 2022. This is the App Sync here at Subspace Labs. I'm Arthur. Nice to meet you all again. Hope you all had a good Thanksgiving if you are all U.S. citizens or celebrate U.S. holidays for whatever reason. But that being said, today we're going to be going through our boards as usual. We're going to be starting off with the SDK CLI work, and we're going to Block Explorer. Some updates before we get started. Today, we've been working hard internally, working on our move towards Gemini 3 internal stress test. So just to caveat that the team has been busy at work trying to get all of this launch in place. But yeah, so just great work, everyone. But moving forward, let's take a look at the done column and see what we have to showcase. First off, we got quite a bit done for this release for SDK CLI, so great work, everybody. Let's get started with Ozgen, if you want to talk a little bit about what you've been working on.
Of course, we can go through the ones that have my picture on it.
Okay, so we'll go with the first one.
Yeah, no need to open that. I remember from the names. If you want to be quick, or if you can just open it if you want. We updated the README and we added license, and we had actually a previous license. We deleted that, updated the license. We revamped the configuration toml file. This was necessary because not all the fields in the config was used by the node configuration, so we addressed that. And now we have a better structure for toml file as well. We added some workflows related to release and documentation. So now we have a proper CI/CD. Yeah, we can pass through those. Yeah, we had a small bug on the monorepo side, which is when you supply too low farming space, it was crashing due to pre-allocation. To be precise, the size need to be bigger than one sector size. This is fixed on both monorepo, SDK, and CLI side, so we are good to go with that bug. Yeah, for the wipe command, I was trying to parse the configuration, but that function parsing the configuration is also applying the manual validations as well, which is not necessary for the wipe command to work. This was causing some inconsistencies. I adjusted that. Okay, we can move through. Yeah, these are not that important. Yeah, and lastly, now we are supporting Gemini 3 in the CLI, so that the default one is Gemini 3 when users would try to farm. If they don't specify otherwise, they will be farming on Gemini 3.
Awesome, perfect, great work, Ozgen. Ivan, up to you. Did you want to follow a similar format? I could do that as well.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I will also go through without column, I guess. Yeah, we added the license. Yeah. Apart from that, there were some general updates like bug fixing, following from the monorepo. Yeah, also on the CLI side, we discussed with Ozgan how we could improve like the init function. Yeah, I scratched some pull requests. Yeah, and it ended up merging. So overall, I updated CI, like adding some audit workflows, adding some code coverage. Yeah, maybe I can show that later, or you can show that, Arthur. Yeah, also updated monorepo several times, like adding some options which were yeah, which appeared in the monorepo to the SDK also. Yeah, apart from that, I changed API a bit and added lots of fields for the node so that we could extensively like add some settings to the node on the SDK side. Yeah. Yeah, apart from that, just added the Gemini 3 support. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Here's the cut coverage. Yeah. It just right now it runs like every day, I believe, like at night. Yeah. Currently, coverage is kind of low because most of the code is actually like a chain spec, and I just don't test with chain spec yeah, we just run all the tests against the new created dev one. Yeah, overall, like I think coverage is pretty good for now. Yeah,
Awesome.
that's it on my end. Yeah.
Cool, great. I will conclude the SDK CLI for our viewers. Come check out the app, if you will. Hold on, I'm trying to drag this over. Something Windows. But yeah, come check it out on DocSite. This is what we've been preparing for. So good job, Ivan Hosgan. You can take a look at this. Oh, also Justin as well for helping out with docs and revamping it as well. But come take a look. This is our new de facto CLI that we'll be using going forward here at Subspace Network. So take a look. Some high level changes here. You just need one executable binary now to run it. So definitely take a look through this. It's going to be a lot more simplified experience, and we're only have more improvements to continue to build on this as we go forward. But take a look. Let us know what you think and contribute if you're open and willing. All right. Thanks. Oh, hold on. Let me do my ceremonial archive. Boom. Done. All right. Block Explorer. Oh, whoops. Sorry, Serge. I'm changing the font size again. Cool. Great work as well on the Block Explorer team. Serge, do you want to kick it off with what's been going on the Block Explorer side?
Sure. Let me share my screen. So since we last spoke, I think I didn't work on any new features, but we made some improvements. First of all, we implemented some tests, and let me show you for the squid. So we have around 10 suits, 68 tests, and approximately 85% coverage. Here is our report. Yeah, 85% here. And we have updated the README. We added this badge, so it reflects the status of our CI pipeline, which includes tests, TypeScript compilation, and ESLint. We also added this screenshot, so it looks a little bit more fancy. And I added README, more detailed README for Block Explorer Squid. So how to start, how to deploy, stuff like that. And apart from that, it's mostly bug fixing. If you want, we can discuss that as well.
Awesome. Yeah, we can jump back to that. Thanks for showcasing that. Natasha, how about you? How's it going on your side?
Hello, everyone. It's been good as well. We completed some of the, let me share my screen. Okay. So we completed some CI/CD work on the Block Explorer. So we now have previews in each of the pull requests we do. And also we work with some issues that Serge helped me, specifically with the internal pages. It was giving a weird error where if you modify the URL here, it will give you a 404. Thanks, Serge, for that. Also, another thing we worked was adding a storybook for all the common UI components that we have. We also will add the complete pages now that we are working with responsive, so people can also test this here. And also more bug fixing and adding all the data that we were missing here, and the latest block and string 6 updates that all as well was added in this one.
Awesome, great work. All right, same thing on the Block Explorer side. I'm gonna archive it and we'll go from there. Work, everybody. All right, Serge, I think you want to talk about the bug, and we'll go back to CLI2 for the in progress bug columns. But Serge, I think did you want to talk about the bug you were mentioning?
Yeah, so there was a bug with fetching segments count, which is required for calculating blockchain history size. And because we are using Subsquid and it generates some data structures for us so we can query storage. And the default API was fetching all the segments, which is fine if blockchain history size is relatively small, but as it grows, this query is getting more expensive. And at some point, it broke the application completely because at some point, yeah, the blockchain history was really big. So instead, we implemented like a more custom query to fetch only the count of those segments instead of fetching all of them. This is bug number one. So another bug that was fixed and mentioned by Natasha was this 404 page, because GitHub and I think Netlify as well, they don't support some of the HTML5 history API. So when you navigate to some internal route and refresh the page, or try to copy paste this URL with internal route, let's say accounts or extrinsics, it will go to 404 because GitHub and Netlify, they don't know anything about this internal route. And yeah, also there was some relatively minor bugs like archived blocks value. So we calculated with so the depth is 100 blocks, right, for the archive block. And if we just start processing chain, so the best block is less than 100, then we used to show a negative value for archive block. So that was fixed.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Anyone have questions about that? Okay, let's jump back really quick to in progress. I think there's two issues. Austin, you want to talk about briefly about both the issues?
Let me start with the okay, that one.
Oh, sorry, I saw the other one here.
No problem. Okay, so this is easier. That's why log file takes up remaining space on this issue. Is we have rotating logs, which is rotating log file for each day. So each day there's a new log file created, and the rotation is bounded with 7 days. So after 7 files, it should delete the oldest one and create the newest one. We were using the same approach in desktop, and it was working quite well. The problem is, yeah, thank you. Probably the depth of the logging is now too much for considering the monorepo side. Now the things that are logging is considerably bigger than before. That's why there are two solutions. Like one, we can reduce the depth of logging. Instead of maybe debug, we can just do info. That would solve the issue. And the second solution is, instead of a daily approach, we can do maybe 10 minutes of 5 files. Both of them would solve the issue, but I'm also curious on how it will affect the debugging side for the monorepo. That's why I asked the opinion of Nazar. So waiting an answer from him. Then I will proceed with the PR.
Cool, makes sense. Anyone have questions on that before I move to the next one? Okay. Cool. My favorite. Farm unable to terminate during flooding.
Yes. Ivan, you want to talk about that because you had a fix, I believe?
Yeah, sure, yeah. But the thing is that beforehand, yeah. So basically, there are roles for a node, right? And currently, like for a dev chain, like the only way to produce blocks is to run like the SDK, and basically also the node with the role authority and force offering is set to true. Yeah, the second one is required like due to us running like local chain. Yeah, and beforehand, like farmer like didn't exit properly. Yeah. Because of the like, if I recalled correctly, the issue was related to the like not receiving the slot info notification because of role not set to authority. Yeah. Yeah, but the bug which was actually fixed was related to the result being reported as the farmer was closing. Yeah, beforehand we didn't report the result of the farmer. How like did it have any errors during closing or in general during its running? Yeah, that is the thing.
Cool. Thanks. I appreciate you guys for taking time to go through this issue. Yeah, thanks for the research. Does anyone have a question on that? No, I'm the only one that ran into it. Okay, cool. All right, open floor. Anyone else have anything to discuss before we wrap up this call?
I have a question. Like, this will be the priority for me, but do we also plan to revamp the info comment because some of the issues are related to that, and because after these two issues, probably I want to focus on that info comment.
Yeah, we will. We'll talk about it after this call, but
Okay.
yeah, we're going to queue that up. That's for our next milestone. Anything else?
Yeah, I didn't describe the ticket yet, but I'm planning to like add some more options for the farmer DSN for the SDK. Yeah, I'll make it as a priority, as like it seems to be useful for the current Gemini 3 deployment. So yeah, we will definitely need that for the CLI.
Okay, cool, awesome. Thanks. Looking forward to that. Any other comments?
Great work,
All right.
everybody. Really excited to see all these updates.
Cool. Yeah, great work, everyone. And looking forward to seeing you guys in our Sync launch party today. But otherwise, thanks for our viewers for watching this after the holidays. So we will see you all at the next Sync.